Do I take medications for diabetes? This is a very frequently asked question by you people. So I thought I'll make a separate vlog on that because the answer is sometimes different. Say sometimes people ask me whether I take insulin. Then I have to reply that no, I am on tablets now. Then after some times people may ask, are you on medication? Maybe that time I am not on medication. So there are few things which I need to explain. uh, I have been diabetic for last 20 plus years. I started off with insulin. Those were the days when my sugar levels used to be very much out of control. I was not knowing what exactly was happening with me, and I was not really even interested to know what was happening with me. So I was just following what the doctor was saying. I was taking a lot of tablets, insulins, and just continuing with my day to day activities, not knowing what to do. Or would say that I didn't really try to do anything great. People used to say, don't eat rice, don't eat chapati, eat a lot of vegetables, eat fruits are good for diabetes. So all kinds of advices used to come, and I used to do as per my convenience. I used to have breakfast when I could have. I used to have big lunch. I used to sleep after lunch. I used to work whole night. So a lot of complications were there, and my diabetes was like completely out of control. My HbA1c used to go like 11, and it was bad, really bad. I was like getting weak. I was having different kinds of trouble. I was never I could really feel that my health was deteriorating. It was like my age was like I was in 30s. So it was not impacting, or I could say that I was not getting that feel of my health going down, because I was too much focused on my work, and that was more problematic for me those days. So I didn't think much about my health. So in a way, I was ignoring my health. I was not understanding what to do. I used to go to doctor whenever I was feeling like going. It was no periodic checkup. I was not checking my blood glucose level in between to understand what was happening. So it was a bad. I was taking a lot of medications. Still, it was not working well. Then came a stage then when I had to realize that okay, this won't go well. I need to take care of my health. Those days I was on tablets. Initially, we started with insulin, and then a few tablets were given. The dosage of tablets were like always increased whenever I used to go for review, because my HbA1c level, my fasting glucose, everything used to be really bad. I didn't have any other problems other than the blood glucose level. I never had spent time doing regular exercise, or not too much of focus on diet, and even sleep, stress, everything was a problem for me. Then came a situation that I was in trouble. I could realize that, and I was advised by my doctors to be very serious about this. Otherwise, I would start getting the bad effects of these diabetics at very young age of, like, if you are like getting into things like diabetic retinopathy, kidney problems, diabetic neuropathy, all those things at say 40s and all, it's going to be big disaster. So that was something I could realize after my consultation with a doctor. So I decided that I need to do something, and that was how I changed 10 years back. For the last 10 years, I have been on medication. I have been on very less medication compared to what I was having earlier. Now, coming to what kind of medication I am taking now and how I am managing my diabetes. Now, let me tell you, see, diabetes is a condition where your pancreas are not working well, or your insulin sensitivity is poor. It's not able to convert the sugar into the form of energy or store it. So whatever it is, that function is not working well. What happens is, if you are having too much of sugar, it will do do the necessary to neutralize all those sugar and make your blood glucose level to a normal level. If it is less sugar, it doesn't have to work much. That's how the pancreas works. That's how the insulin works. It's like a system, very complicated system, where it takes care of the glucose reading in your blood, and it neutralizes that, converts that to energy. That's a very automated system which we human beings are having, or all living beings are having. So what happens is that system is not working well. It doesn't know that how much sugar has come in. It doesn't know how much sugar needs to be like converted to energy, and we need to keep the blood sugar level normal. So what we have to do is you have to manage things manually. We need to monitor and manage things manually. So what happens is when you go to a doctor, the doctor would see your blood glucose level, your HbA1c level, and if it is like too high, he would be putting you on a higher medication. And if you are not consistent about your diet or your daily routine, your lifestyle, it becomes very difficult to manage your blood glucose level with medications also. Because what happens is, suppose you are having a very heavy breakfast today, and you that includes a lot of carbohydrates or sweets, fruits, everything, your blood glucose level will go up very high. And if you're going to take a post-parental blood test, your doctor would see that and he would be very confused. Your blood glucose level is very high. Or sometimes what happens is when you are going for your medical checkups, you especially start dieting, going for a strict diet 2 days before that, and you try to keep all your parameters low. So these are things which are very common. This is something which we cannot like say be sure of every day what's going to happen, like what would be our breakfast, what would be our lunch, and what would be our dinner. Say for example, I am given a opportunity, or I'm okay with, like, I'm having a very fixed breakfast on very fixed time, my lunch is so and so, my dinner is so and so, I'll sleep at so and so time, go for my exercise so and so time. Then it's like, it means if you have a very disciplined fixed lifestyle, you can reach a stage that you can, people call that I have reversed my diabetes. I don't need to do the take me any medication. So I have done that. Actually, I have managed diabetes without taking any medication for months. I can do that. It was an experiment from my side. I didn't have to take any medication. I was on very low carb diet. I was doing my exercise properly on time. I was doing going for sleep, no stress, nothing. I had managed that, and it is possible also. But I don't think that could be a very permanent solution. I don't know. People say that if you are able to do that for a long time, your insulin sensitivity returns and it becomes like normal person. You can eat sugar and all. I don't know. I didn't work for me that way, because the day I started eating, change my diet, or I didn't have food on time, or I didn't do my exercise, I find that this glucose level goes up. And it's not really safe that if you are stopping your medication and just trying to control with your diet or some herbs or something like that, I don't think that would be a safe thing to do. You should always consult your doctor and take such kind of decisions. But definitely you can reduce your medication, you can improve your insulin sensitivity with a disciplined lifestyle, you can reduce your medication. But I don't feel that it is much necessary to come out of 100% of medication and you just get rid of diabetes. I don't think that's possible also. Mm, I have tried living a very good lifestyle without like having any kind of sweets, doing exercise very regularly. I've done for that for not just 1 or 2 days, for years I've done that. I find that it's really helpful. Your health becomes really good. You become like, you live a very normal life. That's what I feel. So what I say is, it doesn't matter what are you still on medication? See, medications are to control your blood glucose level. Now suppose I go for I am traveling for next 10 days now, for coming next from tomorrow onwards I am traveling. So I can never have a very strict diet. Sometimes I may have to skip, and if you are on medication and if you don't take food on time, your blood glucose level is going to go down. That's going to be another big problem. So it's going to be very difficult. It has to be a good balance. You need to know what's your blood glucose level. You should carry a blood glucometer with you, and check and monitor and take your medications on time. Some people ask me if I am taking insulin or tablets. See, insulin works good for me. Tablets are also working good for me. I am type 2 diabetic, so tablets work for me. But sometimes what happens is, because of tablets, I get different other side effects like bloating and those kind of things, which really sometimes create problem. And sometimes I shift to insulin. If and insulin, the biggest problem is when we are traveling, it's very difficult to maintain the temperature. The insulin gets damaged. What I have noticed is sometimes when we are traveling, our bag would be in a place where the temperature would not be cool. It may be, maybe sometimes it would be really hot. Suppose you are traveling in a taxi and for long trips and all, and you cannot maintain the temperature, your insulin will get damaged and that will not work well. I have experienced those kind of problems also. I feel insulin is good for me. Don't think that I'm suggesting you to go for insulin. Every person has their own condition. The doctor would be the best person to suggest. You can talk to your doctor and explain them your problems and let them decide the best medication for you, rather than asking your friends what medication you're taking and going to Google and finding that this medication is, because there could be a lot of complications. Like every person would have some other condition also, which would be very important that the doctor knows, and the medication which you are taking is not going to impact your other conditions. So always talk to your doctor about the medication, and you can reduce your medication if you are going to lead a very disciplined life. Take care of your food, have timely food, sleep, exercise, everything. Definitely you can reduce your medication, or you could even come to a stage that you can stop your medication. That's definitely possible. But as I told you, people like me traveling, if I'm like living in a place where I have a very scheduled lifestyle, very simple lifestyle, where I can choose what I have to eat, and I get whatever I want to eat. So I can manage like that without medications also, with keeping my blood glucose level at like almost normal level. There are lots of new drugs coming up for diabetes, which manages diabetes very well. They say this would be good for cardiac people. So again, for me, what I feel is, if you are able to manage your diabetes without too much of medication, that's good, because every tablet or what you are eating is a chemical which definitely has some side effects to other organs in your body. So if you are able to eat very normal natural food, and again I would say that don't try to eat too much of herbal things, or too much of some things which would really damage your organs, because again eating too much of other things also does have, every even a herb or a plant based thing has a chemical actually. So I don't feel that it's Ayurvedic, or this is safe. This is on a long term. Definitely, these things would create problems. But again, no. If you are able to lead a very good, decent life for a certain age, then I think it's fine. Being diabetic for 30, 40. I know people who are living with serious diabetes for more than 50, 60 years, very normal life. They are leading good life. I know aged people. I've been talking to many people. So as long as you are able to manage your blood glucose level in the most simple way, that's the best way to do, rather than having too much of food and then too much of medication and too much of stress and complicating things. So that's all for now. Any thoughts from your side also are welcome. I would love to hear from you guys also, because every person has different experience. Please treat my videos as just my experiences sharing with you people to understand things, not a person to decide your treatment. Or it's very important that you consult a medical professional, doctor, diabetologist, or a physician to get the treatment done. That's all for now. Bye. Take care.